right, so if you're about to return to engineering school for another semester, my first piece of advice for you is to define the essential work. Now, what does this mean? There's different types of work for us to do as engineering students, right? There's studying course material, there's applying for internships, there's doing research, there's doing personal projects, there's contributing to design clubs, and if you're a fourth year student, there's also doing capstone projects. Now, what I mean here by defining the essential task is only choosing one of them that you're gonna excel in, okay? Majority of engineering students, they try to do all of these at once in one semester, right? They join a design club that they barely contribute in. They make one personal project that's shitty and they don't even finish. They get slightly above average grades. They apply to like 2 internships and they never hear anything back. The problem here is that you're putting your forces in different baskets. However, you don't succeed or you don't excel in any of those baskets. What I want you to do is choose one to put all of your power in. So for example, if you want really good grades, then your essential work is going to be studying course material. If you want an internship, then your essential work is going to be either personal projects, which can develop your experience, or just applying for internships and totally networking, okay? Choose one of these to go all in on. I'll give myself as an example from my 3rd year of engineering school, which was where I defined my essential work to be personal projects, because my end outcome by the end of the semester was to actually get an internship. However, I made my essential task for the first 3 months of the semester to be personal projects. And then when December came around, I grinded out applications for engineering internships, okay? So what I managed to do was get an internship within 2 weeks of applying because I went all in on personal projects. I was defining the types of internships I wanted to go in, and then I made personal projects that was aligned with that. And I grinded that out hard while allowing my grades not to be perfect, okay? Of course I didn't fucking fail all my classes. I didn't fail any of my classes, by the way. But I allowed myself to not expect perfect grades, you know? I allowed myself to actually skip some assignments, and I allowed myself to not prioritize the good grade of these courses, okay? I chose internships and therefore chose personal projects for the first part of my semester. And then at the end, when I was done with my personal projects, I went all in to applying for internships, okay? So what's it for you? What's the essential task that you're gonna prioritize and put all of your forces in for the next 4 months? What is it, okay? If you're a first year engineering student, maybe you wanna prioritize your grades because you're not sure how hard engineering school is yet. That's totally fine. Prioritize your grades and focus on nothing else, okay? Maybe you're a second year engineering student and you already have the foundation skills of engineering. Then in that case, you might want to make some personal projects so that you could develop your practical experience. Or maybe you're a fourth year engineering student and you got this capstone project that you really, really want to win amongst all of the other engineering students in your cohort. Then you would prioritize that capstone project. You would be a great leader to your group members and all in all prioritize capstone and capstone only. Okay, maybe you're a third year engineering student like I was in my story and you want an internship because you have no industrial experience yet. Therefore, you should probably develop some sort of experience. Maybe join a design club that you'll go all into for the next 4 months, or make some personal projects that you'll go all into for the next 4 months. Or maybe your plans for after getting your bachelor's of engineering is to get a master's in engineering or a PhD in applied science or something, doing research in total. Maybe you're gonna essentialize getting a research position and therefore doing research under one of your professors. Or maybe one of these master's programs requires you to get a minimum grade of, say, 90% average, right? Then you would prioritize course grades, right? Just studying and getting high grades. So it's going to be different for really everyone, no matter what situation you're in. Okay, you got to tailor it to yourself. Don't follow my example. Don't follow anyone else's example. And when you define that essential task, do not look anywhere else, okay? Put your horse blinders on. You're gonna see these other people that are getting internships and you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go off my track, which was research, to go get an internship. No. Don't let yourself get off track just because you see other engineering students doing well in a certain type of work. So in short, choose the essential work task. And if you need further help, join the program linked in the description. I have help to assist you in personal projects, courses to help you in studying. And there's also other engineering students in there who could help you stay on track and locked in, because the power of accountability is strong when there are other engineering students who are on this same path like you. Okay, so check the program linked in the description if you're interested. So now my second piece of advice for you is to define 3 non-negotiables. What are non-negotiables? These are habits that you will be able to check off every single day. These are not goals like make 3 personal projects in the next 4 months. No, these are not goals like get straight A's at the end of the semester. No, they're not goals. These are habits that you can track every single day. Okay, so a habit might be like attending every single lecture, or handing in every single assignment if you're not really good with these kinds of things, or sitting at the front of every lecture rather than sitting at the back, because sitting at the front obviously yields more results and more focus, right? Or your non-negotiable could be waking up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. so that you could get a 2-hour study session before your courses. Okay, these are just a few examples of non-negotiables that you could do. You could also do negative non-negotiables, which are no parties or no pretengineer friends. Pretengineer is a term that I came up with, which is engineering students who aren't serious about the degree. They're just fake pretenders who cheat on exams and or online exams, I should say, by the way. And they cheat on assignments, copy friends' work, abuse ChatGPT when it should be only used as a tool. And all in all, they're just fucking fakes who have no morals towards engineering, okay? One of your non-negotiables could be cutting out any pretengineers from being your friend, okay? There could be a bunch of non-negotiables. It's all gonna, once again, tailor to you, okay? So the sweet spot for the number of non-negotiables you should have for the next coming 4 months of this coming engineering semester is 3, okay? Don't go any more because you're gonna like lose track and then you're gonna fall off. Don't go any less because, I mean, you actually can go a bit less if you feel like you don't need 3 non-negotiables, but keep it 3 at max. That's what I'm gonna say. 3 is a sweet spot, but you could also go under to 1 or 2. Okay, so define 3 non-negotiables that will keep you on track towards that one essential task or essential piece of work that you're gonna work towards too, okay? So thank you for watching this video. That's my advice, unfiltered advice that I need you to know before you start this coming engineering semester. Let's lock the fuck in. I'm going into my engineering 4th year, and no matter what you're going into, I know for a fact that you're gonna dominate, because if you watch this type of content, that just shows how serious you are. If you want to connect with some other serious engineering students, program down below, which has a community of other students like-minded to you, as well as courses to help you develop as an engineering student. All right, go check it out. Thank you so much for watching once again. I'll see you next time.